Dallas.
All right, Christy, thank you very much. A preliminary hearing is underway in Colorado to determine whether there's enough evidence to put Kobe Bryant on trial for sexual assault. I believe right now they're in recess. But joining us live to talk about this case is Dallas criminal defense attorney John Teakell. John, thank you very much for joining us this afternoon.
Thank you for having me.
First of all, a lot of the experts thought the NBA star's legal team would never have this preliminary hearing. They would waive the right altogether rather than allow prosecutors to lay out all of the facts that they think they have in this case for all of the public to see. Why do you think they did that?
Well, I've heard a number of people who have said that, but frankly, it's not surprising to me that they've gone forward or had the state go forward with a preliminary hearing, because it's really a foregone conclusion that the state will probably, most likely, come up with enough evidence to bind the defendant over for trial. That is, come up and meet their burden of probable cause at this hearing. And in that sense, the defense knowing that, it's usually used as a discovery tool for the defense to find out specifically how a witness is going to testify, or more particular details from that testimony that they don't already have in discovery.
So kind of a way to judge what they're up against a little bit?
Yes, usually it's used as a discovery tool because, like I said, sometimes you may have, I don't know the extent of the discovery that the Bryant team has yet, but it's often used to find out specifically how a witness is going to testify, or you may have a written statement or a summarily written report, and if that person is testifying, you can cross-examine about that and get some more details.
Well, John, let me tell you what the prosecution claimed to have today in the preliminary hearing. And I don't know if you've heard this because this has just come out within the last hour, but a detective testified that the woman told investigators that the NBA superstar attacked her from behind, grabbed her by the neck, and forced himself on her despite her repeated protest. Stuff like that is pretty damaging even in the preliminary hearing. I mean, this is all on public record and people know about this.
Well, I have presumed that the district attorney's office, since they did file the charge, had obviously the statements of the complaining witness, the victim, but not only that, I've been presuming that they've had forensics that match and are consistent with what the victim has stated happened. Not only that, probably other evidence from the hotel room itself, and possibly other witness statements from hotel people or other people who know the victim. And I've presumed, and I still do, that they have that evidence that corroborates what she's saying. And yes, it is. It sounds like it's pretty damning, but I think the case is probably headed for trial.
John, one last question. I know the Bryant defense team suffered a little bit of a setback the other day when they were denied access to the alleged victim's past medical records. They were also denied access to the rape counselor's notes from the night the alleged attack happened. What does the defense have at this point to move forward if they can't get a hold of those things? Do you think they have something up their sleeve?
I don't know about anything up their sleeve. I'm presuming that prior to trial, they're going to be able to obtain those things, at least the medical records that you mentioned in the beginning, at some point. I'm not sure about the counselor's notes. Possibly that'll be discoverable along the way. I think it's a situation where, like I said, the state probably has some corroborating evidence along with the victim's statements, and therefore that's going to have to, that will force Kobe Bryant to take the stand at trial.
John Teakell, thank you very much for joining us this afternoon here on NBC 5 First to 4.
Today marks the 6-month anniversary of the fall of Saddam Hussein.